The unbelieving heart reasons that since there is no God, or God doesn't appear to be doing anything, human beings and our programs and our solutions are all we have. We have to fix the problems. We need programs. We need to pass a law. We need solutions. Religion is seen at best as a quaint superstition, maybe something you can do on Sundays if you want, but if you actually want to fix anything, you can't do that. Religion doesn't actually fix anything. We've got to do that ourselves. If you really want to help the poor, we have to do something ourselves, but it cannot be a solution found in the Bible. The law of God, the word of God, it's out of sight. It's irrelevant. We've got a poverty problem. We've got sickness. We've got disease. We've got school shooting problems. We have violence in the streets. We have racial animosity. We have these problems, and this is why. Incidentally, anytime some kind of significant public atrocity happens, there's a skirmish because a number of Christians immediately say, praying for this, thinking and praying about this, and almost immediately you have the backlash of, screw your thoughts and prayers. We actually want to do something. Right? You've seen this, thoughts and prayers. Well, how about we do something? And so in their minds, they're thinking, and again, think of this in terms of a kind of benevolent pride. In their minds, they're thinking, you just said a terrible thing happened. There was a school shooting, something happened, there was some kind of attack, there was some kind of atrocity. And in their minds, they're thinking, they just said they're going to go home and they're going to talk to a wall. But that's kind of what it is. That's what it is for an unbeliever, someone who doesn't believe in God, someone who's not a Christian, and we say, we're going to pray, and they say, well, great, but how about we do something? How about we fix something? How about we pass a law? How about we actually stop this? But the pride is that he absolutely refuses to acknowledge that God is there, and that God has something to say, and that God has solutions for these problems. That's the pride. But it's a kind of benevolent pride because it's often done in the name of helping. There really are, I suppose, some really wicked, evil people in the world who self-identify as evil and wicked, I suppose. Right? I am a bad guy, and I go home every night and I plot bad things to do bad things all day long to all people. I suppose that's possible. But most people don't think that way. They sincerely think they're doing good and they want to do good. But because they will not acknowledge the living God and they will not submit to his word and his law, and they have cast it away and said, no, that's irrelevant, that's false, it's not true, or whatever, in their attempt to help, they are crushing. In their attempt to help, they are destroying the poor and the innocent. So while there really are some wicked, I suppose, who literally lurk in secret places to hunt down the helpless, terrorist attacks, human trafficking, there's some things like that where it's like, okay, these are just straight up bad guys hiding in literal shadows, plotting to do bad things. A great deal of the evil in this world is actually perpetrated in the secret places of good intentions. When they're doing these evil things, they do not show up and put up a sign and say, bad guy here, about to do bad things. Sign up. Would you like to sign up? Like you see my name tag, bad guy, and I'm dressed in dark and there's eerie music playing. That's how you know I'm a bad guy. And that's not what they do. What do? Well, they set up a sign that says, help the poor. They set up a sign and they say, let's end gun violence. Let's set up a sign and say, let's end whatever, world poverty. We're gonna do this good thing. That's how it's advertised. And my point is that is actually the way a great deal of evil in the world lurks. Some of it hides in literal back alleys, but a whole lot of it lurks in broad daylight with a sign that says, doing good here, helping poor people here, helping the sick here, helping the disabled here, helping minorities here, whatever. But it's lurking in that secret place. It's lurking in the secret place of intentions to help having decided that God is irrelevant. Intentions to help, having decided that God and his word is irrelevant.